Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Salem. And tonight we have a question from Joey Peck, who is asking about the Necronomicon. And the Necronomicon, of course, is a fictional grimoire that comes from the works of H.P. Lovecraft and from the so-called Lovecraft mythos, which is a shared mythology that was used by a number of horror and fantasy writers from the 1920s to the present. The Necronomicon is not an ancient book. I do believe that someone has actually written a book under the name Necronomicon, but it was originally created for a series of fiction stories. The name Necronomicon means Book of Dead Names, and the subject of the Lovecraft mythos is the idea of the elder gods who had been before and were trying to come again. Of course, there's much more to it than that, but I believe it was their names that were referenced in the Book of Dead Names. The Necronomicon, as I say, I believe there is a book of that name. It has been written since the 1920s, since the mythos, probably written in the 60s. I have not myself read it. I've seen it. And if you are a fan of the Lovecraft mythos, you would probably find it very interesting. And of course, as with all other things, the Lovecraft mythos has spawned some true believers who actually use that mythos as part of their religious beliefs. But I have no idea how they would feel about the Necronomicon, because I can't say that I know can't say that I know many Lovecraftians. I do know that Oberon Zell has a lovely Cthulhu head, if one wants such a thing. Cthulhu being one of the primary characters in the Lovecraftian mythos. And Cthulhu is a soft, cuddly, sweet, octopus-headed ancient deity. Or so you would think, because I've seen him in plush stuffed varieties. So that's kind of the background of the Necronomicon. And I believe part of the question was, can you really do the things that you read about from the Necronomicon? And I would say I would consider it highly unlikely, because those stories are fictional stories, developed as part of the Lovecraftian mythos. And so there you go. The Necronomicon has exercised quite a pull on some people's imaginations, and the mere fact that it was created as part of a series of fictional stories doesn't mean that there's nothing of value in it. Doesn't mean that magically it might not be quite effective. As I say, I've not really known anyone who worked with that particular mythos, but that is the background. So tomorrow night we'll choose another question and continue. And until then, may you blessed be, have a wonderful night, or day, or whatever you're having, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Blessed be.